Hey y'all, it's your girl Tiara Denise. You already know we back with another one. I want to welcome you to Discovering Tiara Denise. Y'all already know the past two videos. I'm taking y'all along on my new life journey with me. So I've been giving y'all the details about all the changes I'm going through and just taking y'all along with me. So, I started off by telling you all the changes that are happening with me and my son. Well, today, this is day 3 of me basically documenting, how the journey has been going so far. And this morning we had a very rocky morning. You know, um, my son he just wasn't feeling it this morning. So this morning it was like a struggle, to get him prepared for school. And so, when you have a child with special needs and they may have their meltdowns or, they have sensory issues, because my son has a lot of sensory issues, it can be very challenging just to get day-to-day things done because they need like that extra, attention or, work to help them to stimulate their senses so that they can transition into different activities and even to different environments. So it was a little rocky, and part of me wanted to boo-hoo. I wanted to cry too. I wasn't, happy. I just wanted everything to flow, flow and steady. But when you have a child with special needs, you got to understand that your path is truly unpredictable, and it's unpredictable anyway because you never know how your child is going to be. You don't know what they're feeling, what's going on with them all the time. Because my son is, he's nonverbal, and he's beginning to talk again. So it was rocky at first, but I know certain things to do to kind of like help him to settle himself. So for him, as I'm getting him ready this morning, I let him, get the remote control and watch whatever he wants to on YouTube, because we spend a lot of time on YouTube. That's really like our cable or whatever, because he has all these different channels that he goes to that he loves. So while I'm getting him ready, I'll let him watch whatever, flick through or whatever. He may be playing with the speed of it. He does so much with the remote, so I just let him do his thing while I'm getting him ready. And with him, since he does have sensory issues, something that I try to do before, putting all his clothes and stuff on is use his sensory brush. This is a brush that we use to kind of like brush all over his body. It's like very soft bristles on it. So I do anything that'll help to kind of like calm him and relax him so that he can transition on in his day. But this morning, with him not feeling it, he did not want me to do it. So, of course, I don't try to force anything on him or make him, do anything. So I just kind of like flow with him and see where he takes me. And so I let him do that, and then I get him ready to get his clothes on. We get out the door, and we head on. So by the time we hit the school and we get out the car, he's running up to the door like he's happy to be there. But as soon as he looks through the glass door and see one of the staff members, he decides that he wants to, play this little whining game, because he does this every morning. He'll be good. I've been on have him cool, calm, and collected, because I make sure that I have some type of comfort item that he gets to take along the ride to school. And I also have another one of his sensory items that we use for him to help him ease into his day. So, he's calm by the time he gets there. But this morning he did the same thing. It's the same old routine. Soon as he hit the door and see the staff, it's but then I know he's all right. And so this morning, I had to stay at the school for a little bit because they were doing like some type of survey this morning. So they were taking pictures of the parents, and they were stopping everybody to do a survey. I won't get too much into detail with that, but I can honestly say, after that, I'm like, let me just go leave and get me a little peace of mind, take a ride, because on these type of mornings, it can be a bit overwhelming, and sometimes you just need to, take a step back, take a breather. So I didn't really get to come out and just sit in nature this morning, because I had promised one of my brothers that I would take him to run some errands, some important errands that he had to run this morning, because he didn't have a vehicle. And so, we're on the way. I'm taking him to run his errands, and unexpectedly, it's a car lot / furniture store that we had previously tried to stop at, because this person that owns the furniture store / car lot, we had stopped there before because my brother was looking for a car. and he wanted to purchase a car from there. But every time we went, the owner would never be there. So on this particular day, when I'm running him to take his errands, I'm thinking I'm just finna handle that, because it wasn't nothing that I had to do, you know, stay out long and do. I'm thinking we finna handle that, and then I come back. But as soon as we're like on our path to go and do what we need to do for him, we ride by this furniture store / car lot, and we see that the doors are open. So he's like, oh snap, I think the owner's there today. He was like, I want to go by there. I said, so when you want to go? Because I'm thinking we gonna, you know, handle all his business that he wanted to do and then go back. He said, let's go right now. So I'm like, right now? He said, right now. So we go straight on to the car lot / furniture store before we even do run his errands. And we go inside. Well, I'm sitting in the car while he goes and talks to the owner or whatever, and then they talk for a little bit, and it wasn't even like a long conversation. All I know is I see my brother give me a thumbs up, and I'm like, okay. I'm in the car, I'm happy and stuff, because thumbs up, that means a good thing. My brother had been trying to get a car for a while, and me and him was both on the same journey to getting, you know, new transportation. You know, in the previous videos I mentioned that I had a car, but it was inoperable. I was having like some brake issues, so it wasn't safe for me to drive that car with my son in it. So I had finally got mine, and then now today, unexpectedly, we do that stop, and my brother talks to the guy. They negotiate or whatever, and then he gets to test drive the car. Now, you know, normally when you test drive a car, you go to a lot, you know, the owners or whatever, they'll let you drive off in the car and you do your own testing. But today was a bit different, because I've never seen the owner want to test drive the car with the person in it, like they do the test driving. So that was something new. So the owner hops in the driver's seat, my brother's in the passenger seat, and then my brother's like, you going? I'm like, yeah, I'm going. Like, this was so unexpected. So I hop in too, and then, you know, we just take it for a spin. And I seen this car on the lot before. This car had been sitting here for a while, and I didn't even know this particular car was for sale. But we got in the car, went on the test drive. Now, y'all, while we in the car, it was a bumpy ride. It was rocky roads. It was a little rocky road action going on, because the owner, you know, he was kind of a little wobbly with the steering and stuff. So I'm back in the back seat, just like, oh snap. And you know, it was a wild ride. It was a wild ride. So I was just sitting in the back, just trying to hold in my laugh, because it's like I'm in the car with a reckless driver. My brother's sitting in the passenger seat, and I made sure I slid my seatbelt on, so I'm clutching my seatbelt, because I'm like, woo. But part of me is laughing and stuff all, because to me, this unexpected moment is like an adventure. And so, you know, we're just riding, and then they get to a point where, you know, they swap out, and then my brother gets in the driver's seat, and now he's test driving it back to the lot. And so I had got some relief then, because I felt safe. We wasn't doing no more of this on the road. And, you know, we drive back to the place. They talk more, and they do their negotiations. So it's a deal. My brother just got him a new car. So while they sitting there handling the paperwork, I told my brother that I was going to go outside and sit and wait in the car while, you know, he handled his business. But then something like pulled me back into the office where him and the owner were. And I just started looking around, and I noticed that he had a lot of obituaries and, you know, different people up on the wall. Some people that I recognized from our hometown. And it was just like a whole history room to me. So that intrigued me, because I love, you know, history. I love photos. It was all types of photos, articles, quotes, and everything around. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm just in awe, because I love things like that. Now, I'm telling y'all this story because it leads to something, and like there's a message in this. Okay, so the guy that's the owner of this lot, if you were to see this guy, because he is a guy, he looks so disheveled. He even, you wouldn't even think he's a businessman, how he even presents himself to the outer world. And so in his name, they call him Dirty. I won't say the last name, but the first name is a name that he goes by Dirty. And so I was looking at him upon first appearance, and I was like, oh, okay. So I see where he gets the name. But mind you, as we go on, I'm sitting there, I'm in the office. He's letting me look around, because I'm not even sitting down. I'm not even paying him no attention. I'm just looking around at things. He may say a couple of things to me and ask me, do I know people? And I'm like, yeah. But sitting there, it was a great exchange, and just the energy inside the office, because I can honestly say the office was a mess. The office was a mess. Everything was in disarray. But you know how normally when we look at people from the outside and we tend to judge a book by its cover, we don't really get to see what the book is truly about, because we didn't really look on the inside and open and flip the pages. However, but I say this to say, no matter what a person looks like or how things come packaged, this man was like a blessing in my brother's life. Like, it was truly a gift, and it was an unexpected gift, because this is our first time meeting this guy. And if you look at him, you probably be like, oh, hold up, you sell cars, you sell furniture, you do what? It's not about the look. But this guy, my brother went in there, had a conversation with this guy, and came out with a car. My brother has been trying to get a car for months. And the day that this guy shows up, when we had already been trying to go up there for a few months now, this is the day that he makes something shake. And he gets gifted a car. And everything went so smooth. I'm like, this was the fastest process I've ever seen. And I was just grateful to go along for it, because for me, it was unexpected. It was like a small adventure. Even just going on a ride with the guy and having a conversation. The guy talked to me and my brother about a few things. Very caring guy. You get to see where his mind is. I was talking about some of the quotes that he had on the wall, because I love quotes and poetry, all types of stuff. So I was asking him about a quote, and he was like, oh, you like quotes? I'm like, yeah, I like quotes. And then, we just got to talking about life and stuff. He gave me a few words of encouragement. He said, you young, I know you got a lot of years to go, but you got some things figured out. So it always feels good to, meet strangers who aren't really strangers, who can definitely pour into you. So I'd say that was like a turning point of my day. Even though it started off a little rocky, the unexpected events that happened today, just being in that guy's presence, it was everything. And even after we had left, when we were getting ready to leave the office, he actually thought that, my brother was my boyfriend. But, I get that a lot, because I got more than one brother. And when you see me, I'm normally with my family, and mainly brother, because I have more brothers than anything. I only have one sister. So when he saw me, he thought that we were together. I'm like, no, that's my brother. And, he talked to us a little bit more, and then he shook my brother's hand, and he shook my hand. Then he asked me, could I give you a hug? And I was like, yes, you can give me a hug. And I gave him a hug, and the guy, it was just a wonderful moment. It was a wonderful moment. I got wisdom from that guy in that moment. It was just a wonderful experience. It was like easy breezy. It kind of shocked me in the way that things unfolded. But I say that to say, because it just reminds me of the journey that I'm on right now. Things happen so unexpectedly. When you're living in the unknown, unexpected things happen. You live life spontaneously, and life is spontaneous anyway. Things pop up any day, at any time. You don't know the day, you don't know the hour, but to just have that moment, it truly meant a lot to me. I'm grateful for it, and it just mirrors back to me and lets me know of this journey that I'm on. You never know just where your next breakthrough may come through, because my brother had been trying to get a car for a long time, and I've been on this journey with him. I've watched him, I watched his growth. So to get to witness that and be a part of someone else's, moment, and share that with them, it just meant a whole lot to me. And then it just made me think about a video I had put out before. It was a short video where I was talking about how we as people, we can get caught up on like how things are packaged, that we don't even live in the moment, or we forget, or we don't see what's truly right there in front of us, because we're looking at how, things should look this way, it need to be packaged up this way, it needs to come from here. And then you just never know where that next breakthrough may come through. And so that was a moment of inspiration for me. I'm truly inspired. I love having random, spontaneous moments like that. I may add a few clips to this video when we was in the car and I was sitting in the back, because that was definitely a moment I got a few laughs in. But I'm still on a high from that. Just seeing someone else win, my brother, most importantly, just going along this journey with me. I'm just truly grateful. And you know, I just wanted to get this video in real quick because I do got to go pick up my son in a few. So life has been moving a little fast. So, but I'm still learning to pace myself. And so I'm just happy that I was, you know, able to be there to witness this moment and be able to connect to someone new. And I'm just looking forward to this journey. Y'all already know, as things come up, I'm gonna share it with y'all, because, you know, y'all on this journey with me too. And, you know, you can feel free to comment, you know, let me know how you feel, what you got going on, you want to connect, anything. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates, for more stories. If you want to, you know, come along on this journey with me, you know, we here. And y'all already know, until next time, I'll see y'all later.
What do you think?
Whew, they switching.
Like beans and stuff. Look it up on the internet. You'll see all the things you can eat. She's